Hey man, let me tell you something. Most guys never figure out. Predictability kills attraction. It drains the mystery. It suffocates the intrigue. It turns what could have been a storm of emotions into a boring, flat routine. The moment she fully figures you out, the moment she knows your every move, your every thought, your every emotional response, she stops chasing, she stops craving, she stops wondering. And when a woman stops wondering, she stops feeling that spark. But the man she can't fully figure out, the man whose energy she can't fully decode, that's the man who lives in her mind rent-free. That's the man she falls for hard. You see, women aren't attracted to answers, they're attracted to questions. They're not obsessed with the guy who overshares his every thought. They're drawn to the one who holds a piece of himself back. The one who gives just enough to keep her engaged, but not enough to satisfy her curiosity. That man becomes her puzzle. And women love puzzles, not because they want to win, but because they want to explore. And the man who makes her feel like there's more to discover, that man becomes addictive. You've probably seen this play out in your own life. The guy who's always texting, always available, always explaining himself, he gets ghosted. But the guy who's focused, grounded, unpredictable, he gets chased. Not because he's playing games, but because he's embodied. He's not trying to be mysterious, he just is. He's not revealing his every emotion because he's too focused on building. He's not seeking her approval because he's already validated himself. And that energy, that's rare, that's magnetic. Let's be real, when a woman feels like she knows everything about you within the first few weeks, there's no emotional tension left, no challenge, no depth, no space for her to lean in. But when she senses there's more beneath the surface, more you're not saying, more you're not showing, more you're not giving away, that mystery drives her insane. She'll start replaying your words. She'll analyze your silences. She'll try to get closer just to feel that missing piece. And every time she thinks she's figured you out, you reveal another layer. And that's what keeps her locked in. The man who can't be fully figured out isn't trying to be mysterious. He just has depth. He's been through hell. He's grown through pain. He's learned to protect his energy. He doesn't need to prove anything. And because he doesn't perform for her, she sees him as real, not needy, not reactive, but calm, controlled, present, and unpredictable in the most captivating way. You've got to understand, emotional unpredictability isn't about being unstable. It's about being unreadable. It's about keeping your energy grounded, but never fully disclosed. It's about being warm, but not clingy, direct, but not obvious, loving, but not lost. That balance, that's what separates men who get forgotten from men who become obsessions. She wants to feel like there's something different about you, something she can't pin down. And when you become that man, when your presence speaks louder than your words, when your energy feels like something she can't quite name, she starts falling. And not just casually, she starts falling hard. Because now she's not just attracted, she's invested, she's emotionally intrigued. And that intrigue creates desire that burns slow and deep. Most guys kill the mystery by trying to secure her too quickly. They open up every door in their soul, hoping it will make her stay. They overshare, overgive, overpredict, thinking vulnerability equals intimacy. But what actually happens? She loses curiosity, she stops wondering, she stops leaning in, because the emotional chase is gone. And without the chase, there's no chemistry, only comfort. And comfort without polarity is a graveyard. But the man who lets her discover him slowly, he builds something unforgettable. He creates a story, a rhythm, a presence she can't replace. She starts asking herself, what is it about him? And because she can't fully explain it, she becomes addicted to the question. She doesn't fall in love with the answers, she falls in love with the uncertainty. And that's what creates the most intense emotional pull. You don't need to lie, you don't need to manipulate, you just need to slow down your disclosure. Let her earn access, let her wonder what's beneath the surface, let her feel that you're not handing out your soul on day one. Because the man who values himself doesn't give it all away. He lets the connection build, layer by layer. And in that build, she becomes invested. She wants to feel like she's unraveling something. That every interaction reveals something new. That you're not a closed book, but you're also not an open one. You're a volume with missing pages. And every time she thinks she's close, she realizes there's still more to learn. And that realization, that's where her obsession begins. She doesn't want to figure you out because she's controlling. She wants to figure you out because it means she matters. It means she's being let into a world that not everyone gets to see. And the slower you open, the more she respects what's behind the curtain. Because mystery isn't distance, it's value. And women chase what they perceive as valuable. And once she feels that she doesn't fully have you yet, that's when she gives more. More time, more attention, more effort. Because the biggest lie most men believe is that women love the man who gives the most. But no, women love the man who gives just enough to make them want more. That's the psychological hook. That's how desire deepens. This is why emotionally disciplined men win, because they don't give their energy away for free. They don't overshare. They don't seek validation. They observe. They withhold. They let her lean in. And that leaning in, that's how she falls, not from being told, but from discovering. And when she discovers you on her own terms, that bond is 10 times deeper. You've got to become the storm she can't predict, the energy she can't pin down, the presence she can't fully explain. You can show up with clarity and calmness, but hold back your full story, not because you're hiding, but because you're wise, because the most valuable parts of you, they're earned. And that scarcity, that's what makes her feel like she's chasing something real. Here's the paradox. The more she knows about you, the less she feels the fire. But the more she feels like there's still more to understand, the deeper she falls. Not because you're confusing her, but because you're stretching the emotional experience. And that stretch, that's what turns attraction into infatuation. Let her figure you out slowly. Let her ask questions. Let her be curious. But don't feed her everything, just to keep her. Let your silence do the speaking. Let your absence create tension. Let your consistency show strength. But let your mystery hold weight. Because when she's unsure about the full version of you, she'll do everything she can to earn access to it. She'll tell her friends, he's different. She'll check your story twice. She'll replay your words in her head. Not because you're playing games, but because your energy made her feel something. And what she feels is the most powerful drug on earth, the hunger for more.